Eppie, dude, come on, get up there. Up, up. Chill, chill. Which way were you doing that, Georgios? Right hand, right hip. Right hand, right hip. You're turning that way, Georgios. What do I got going on there? How am I missing that? I'm missing too high. Do, 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 do. Kentucky. Going to cover a little bit of what we covered last week. Oh no.
You don't know the power of the dark side. You don't know the power of the dark side. You don't know the power of the dark side. You don't know the power of the dark side. I have you now. The power.
hey. Am I here? I hope I'm here. The music didn't kick on. It's kind of weird. Oh, it is going. Why is it so low? That's a little better. All right, it was the gun show. Pat, it was super hot. It's going to be hot here next week as well. Welcome to the show. I guess I should probably switch to a camera that is kind of nice. So welcome to the show. I'm Ron. We'll be jamming today. We'll be throwing discs. We're going to be talking about, hey, what happened to my chat? There we go. All right. Cool. So, let me see. Yeah, it's that one. All right. So, yeah, here we are. Going to be doing some throwing. I'm going to cover some of the intangibles of throwing, right? We have, it's more than just making cool throws and putting them in the right spot. Although if you make cool throws and put them in the right spot, you'll be pretty good, right? But there is a little bit more about that. So that's what we're going to cover tonight. If you don't know what a pose is, type question mark. If you know what a pose is, type 1. Right? Type 1. And, I knew what a pose was a while back. And I was doing it, of course. But I didn't really know what a pose was, and I wasn't really doing it the way that I thought I was. There's a difference between what we are doing and what we know, and also what we are doing and what we intend to do. So I'm going to hit on a little bit of that. Question mark. Sweet. That's good to know, Kim. Yep. So Amber's got a pose. Let me grab some discs and I will go through it. First of all, you guys see the walls I put up? How cool is that? How cool is that? It's looking like a dojo, guys. It's really looking like a dojo. 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to get some that have some decent logos on them. These are pretty old. So I throw arrows, and these are from 2020, actually. These discs here, and they're in pretty nice shape. But the logos are kind of beat off. They're beat off. Ha ha ha. Right? King beat them off. Ha ha ha. Super funny. So a pose. We have a bunch of different kinds of poses, right? So we have boom, right? That's a pose. This is called basic standing position. And I'm in basic standing position counterclock. The counterclock part is, if you were here, right, you wouldn't want to go that way. You would want to slide in here, right? And that's counterclock. So we have boom. Basic standing position counterclock is a pose. This is the typical disc dog position because we have to stop our dog from going clockwise. Basic standing position clock, right? So this pose here, boom. I hit here. I lock the dog in with a clockwise bias. If I go counterclock, boom, I lock the dog in with a counterclock bias. And I'll show you one more time. Eppie's getting angry. Eppie's getting frustrated because, boom, I'm posing. That shit's real. This is Zip. This is a promise. That pose in basic standing position is a promise of a throw, right? And it's also a notification. We can kind of think of it as a notification of the throw coming. So when I pose, boom, the dog should freeze and be ready to go either that way or that way. right? So again, we have pose, basic standing position, counterclock. That would be the right leg forward. Our body is pointing at 10 o'clock, right? Our shoulders. If we switch to clock, right, with our left foot forward, right leg back, our body's pointing at like 1 o'clock, right? So that's basic standing position, clock and counter. We also have another pose, which is basic flatwork position, right? So if you're the dog, I would set up here, and that would draw you on a counterclockwise direction with me. You would want to get in front of me, right? So that's basic standing or basic flatwork position, counterclock. If I switch, it's basic flatwork position, clockwise. And I'm pulling. Notice it's the left hand. Left hand, I pass to the throw, I make a throwing pose, boom, right? Basic flatwork position, counter. Basic standing position, counter. Basic standing position, clock. Basic flatwork position, clock, right? So pose is a really pretty powerful tool. It serves as a strong connection. What's up, old lady? What's up, old lady? Yeah, I know. Serves as a really strong connection between dog and handler, right? So those are, I don't know, functional poses, team poses, I don't know. Flatwork poses, positional poses, I don't really know what to call them. But they are easy, old lady. You're going to walk to China, I know, sweetheart. All right, so basic flatwork position, basic standing position. Super important that we know how to hit those very quickly. Boom, pow, right? I'm already in counter, or I'm in clock. Boom, pow. Well, I'm a little sticky, I'm in counter. Boom, I'm in clock. Boom, I'm in counter for the basic flatwork position, right? The easier and more efficiently we can get into those positions, the better off we are going to be at communicating with our dog. So we have those poses, and then we have throwing poses, right? So if I'm going to throw a backhand throw to you, I want to show you that it's a backhand and make the throw, right? So you're coming here, out, yes, I pose as a cookie. I'm showing you it's a backhand, and then I'm going to throw as the cookie. Or not as a cookie, but after the pose, right? If I were throwing a push throw, right? If I were throwing a push throw, out, yes, I'm going to show you the pose and make the throw, right? Both of those are going clockwise, right? They're clockwise throws. Show the pose, show it. It's vertical when you show it. It's horizontal when the throw happens. And you should be, I'll throw one this way, you should be able to see very clearly. Boom, pow, right? Catch. Oh, you shouldn't go. It didn't go horizontal. You should not go until the disc goes horizontal. Same thing here in basic standing position. This should not elicit anything. It's that right there, bang, that makes the action happen. All of this stuff is just, pose is show circle, right? The trigger is a line. Show circle, anything that shows a circle, the dog should feel like, I can't really get that. As soon as it hits the line, that shit's on, we're getting it. On the counterclock side, I'm going to show you sidearm, boom, pow, right? Sidearm, boom, pow, right? And you get a really clear idea of what that throw is going to be, and then you're going to watch it until it hits that horizontal position, until it leaves the pose position, the throwing pose position, show circle, right? When it leaves there, and becomes a line, that's when it's on. So I'll show you again, sidearm, boom. I like to hold it vertical. You can see show circle, boom, to the 1. Show circle. As soon as it's here, we're throwing. Boom, right to the 1. And the pose lives in your backswing. Ooh, I'll show you overhand wrist flip. I hold it vertical, pose, horizontal, pose. Oh, good move, see? That was a good move. Hold it vertical, boom, right? Vertical, boom, it's on, yeah? Video is stopping a lot. That's not good. Let me see what I got on. Maybe I have some things on. I don't think I have anything on. Anyone else having internet connectivity issues? Hang on, I'm going to turn off my Wi-Fi on my phone. Fingers crossed that'll do it. Again, the overhand wrist flip. Show circle, it's vertical. As the throw hits horizontal, that's when we take off. That's when the throw happens, right? So what we're doing here, a couple of things. We're establishing a very reliable trigger. The dog won't leave. Dog won't leave here, dog won't leave here. If I throw a flip, the dog won't leave until, the dog won't go get the flip until it's out of my hand or it hits horizontal. Those of you guys who got dogs that are gainering and they rush you on the flip and you have to like whip it out there real quick. If you drop it vertical and this has to happen before we go and you make the throw, well, they don't go until it leaves your hand. And then they go, oh shit, it's there. And now you have a dog that's actually targeting the disc where it is rather than going, oh, this is a flip. I'm going to jump to this spot right here. Put it in my mouth. Put it in my mouth when I jump in the spot. It's a really hard flip. Much easier for the dog to wait until they know it's released, read it, and go, oh yeah, there's my flip right there. Right? Okay, so let me see here. I want to hit on the throwing pose, right? So when you are, ooh, I don't think I must not have wiped that. And I'm gonna let me wipe down this area where I'm gonna be throwing the whole time. Doesn't look like it helped. It's just a little damp, that's all. All right, so the throwing pose. I want to show you, right? Out, yes, we're throwing backhand. And now we go, right? Drop, yes, we're throwing sidearm. And now we go. Boom, we're throwing overhand wrist flip. And there we go, right? That pose to show the dog, super important. Again, we get telegraphing of the throw. Ooh, you ready? It's a push throw. My dog knows it's a push throw. It's upside down, we're here. We're gonna go right down the center to the 3. Bang, right? Bang, everybody knows that. So you get the telegraphing of the throw and you get the reliable trigger. The dog won't break or go until the disc hits horizontal, right? Again, you show circle, no go, lives in your backswing, boom. Go in here, I take it from here, I load up my backswing, I make the throw. Somewhere in my backswing that's vertical, I'm gonna hold there. You got this? Do you want it? Yeah, you got it? Bang, there it is, right? Oh, you got this? You got it? You got it. Bang, there it is, right? Oh, you got it? You got it? That's what we're throwing. Bang, there it is, right? each time you know what's coming, and you don't go until that happens, right? So super awesome. And I want to show you, even in the craziest of throws, so you don't want to fool your dog, right? I went to Yachi camp and got this, all of this posing shit really cleared up and firmed up in my mind. I'd been exposed to it, but you know, I knew how to do that shit. My dog looks at me when I make the throw, so whatever, right? Whatever. And learned a bunch of really cool stuff. So you can fool your dog, right? If you are the judges, let me see. So if you're the judges, right? I'm going to fool you here. You ready? Boom. You couldn't see the release, right? As far as you were concerned, the disc came out of my empty hands. Let's do it one more time. Boom. Pow. Right? So you don't get to see that. When I'm doing that trick with my dog, right? When I'm doing it with my dog, I'm going to give like a wink or a nod to the dog. So I'm going to go here, hit here, I'm going to show you. I'm going to let that droop there. And then I'm going to make the throw. So same move, boom, pow, bang. Just that little moment right there, boom. Before we go, that little pose, and the dog is completely not fooled, right? So when we're ready to go, we don't want to line up here, right? And like a laser beam go, bang, bang. Right? We don't want to fake it out like that. I want to reach back, boom. I want to tell you that that this throw is happening, right? I want to show you how that works. Here it is, bang. And what's going to happen? I'm going to show you. You're going to know as the dog. You're going to have prophetic information. Ooh, it's this throw coming. And then you're going to wait for the target. So posing, super important. I'll go over the basic standing position, basic flatwork position, and then the concept of posing real quick, and we'll move on to posture and some other things. So we have boom, basic standing position counter. Right? My right foot is forward. I'm blocking the dog from going clockwise, right? Asking the dog to play or be right here on the left side of me. My body's pointing a little bit to the counterclock side. If straight ahead is 12 o'clock, if I'm natural, I'm a little bit to that side. Boom. Lock the dog down. If I switch feet, and my left leg forward, right leg back, now I'm sucking the dog over here. My shoulders are slightly pointed past 12 o'clock, like at 1 o'clock. And I'm asking the dog to go this way, blocking the dog from going counterclock, right? From here, I can go basic flatwork position. I pick you up here in basic standing position. I turn you to basic flatwork position. Now you're moving with me, and you want to be out there. I can pull you all the way around with that. And I pose, throwing pose, bang, right? We have basic flatwork position clock, which has the left hand. Notice my body is, the pressure of my body is going to push you, boom. And then when I want to pose, I just pass that. Let me do this. So you can pose with a whole stack of discs too. It's totally cool, right? So as I'm pulling here, I just pass it to here, pose, throw. So I'm pulling here, boom, pow, right? And then we have the pose that lives in the backswing of your throw. So I throw to 2. My backhand looks like that, right? Boom, yeah? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach part of the way back and pose. Boom, pow, right? My sidearm, I take it from here, I load it. I hold, I get ready to go. I do kind of this little thing here, flip it over, dip down a little. Everybody's got some, or step forward a little, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find a place within there where the disc can be vertical and it's comfortable. Boom, pow. Boom, pow. Boom, pow. Right? Overhand wrist flip. I like to hold it here. So when I make this throw, I load and I reach back here, boom. So I like to just kind of hold it here. In my dog, you see this coming in, you know it's an overhand wrist flip. You're waiting for this shoulder to leave, right? Boom, here we are. And now what are you waiting for? Pow. As soon as pow happens, boom, show circle, pow, show line, boom, pow, we're off. Super, super important for communication with you and your dog. Keep in mind, blind throws, you can't really pose on a blind throw. There's nobody to see it, right? So you're the dog. You can see that we're moving clockwise together. You're gonna go clockwise, you're gonna run past me. There's 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock is the target, right? You're gonna run in front of me. If you run in front of me and I pose, you get to see the whole thing with the backhand. It's a clockwise spinning throw, right? So you get to see that whole thing. So I wanna pose here, show it to you. This is, Pan, this is where it's gonna go, Pan. This is where it's gonna go, right there. Like a baby, right? Like I'm throwing to a baby. And I can dress that up, boom, pow, however I want, but I wanna make it really simple like that. If I'm throwing the sidearm, you know, I'm here, we're going counterclock, you're gonna go this way in front of me, right? You're gonna go from my right to your left. And if we're going counterclock, you're gonna wind up out here. If I turn around, you can't see the throw, right? You didn't even know I threw it. You didn't even know I threw it because you were working counterclock, yeah? And I threw clock. So what I want to do is I want to make this pose. Again, I'll show you this blind toss. We're here, right? You're going that way, right? You're over there, or you're right where you are, right? You can't see the throw, right? If we are going this way and you're going that way, you can totally see that throw, right? You can see this one. This one spins counterclock as well. Boom. So you can see that, yeah? If we're going clockwise and I throw counterclockwise, so here it is on the clock, you can see this throw, boom, pow, right? But if we're going clockwise, you're going that way, and I turn here, you can't see that throw. And you might be able to because you're standing right there. Let me figure out how to see. Yeah, so we're here. So you're going clockwise. I'm throwing counterclock, and you'll see it, but anyway. You'll see that you can't see it until it's way the hell out there. You don't get to see it drop. You don't get to see the throw drop like you do there. With that one, it's like right from your face to the catch. With the blind toss or the oppositional spin, you're screwed. So, all right, I'm gonna come up, we'll talk a little bit about posing, answer any questions, and I'll take a look at what I planned on presenting and move on from here. Who's got what? All right. Ooh, hang on, let's see if my chat commands work. Hang on. Oh, what's that? Yeah, always tip the dog trainer. Always tip the dog trainer. So, there we go. Turn this music off. I don't know why that happened. So that's posing, right? And it's fairly comprehensive. Anyone have any questions or comments on that? Are you guys doing that? Are you not doing it? Do you need to do it more? Do you need to figure out how to do it with certain throw? What's up, right? By the way, I have to say the fucking walls back there look so amazing. So stoked about that. Super, super excited about that. Be very nice to have nice, clean walls behind us. Which color do you think? I think that brown kind of looks the best. I like the tan, the dark tan and the light tan. All right, so what are we, a Facebook user who loves it, do you need to do the chat thing? Go to this link. Go to that link, right? And get this set up so you can have your name reflected on the chat here. But yeah, so come on, let's talk about posing, you guys. You doing it? You're not doing it? You need to do it more. Any particular throws that you find challenging to pose with? A pose is often just a wink and a nod, right? Like with that magic sidearm thing, you know, all I'm doing is taking a moment to show my dog the disc. Ooh, it's right here. Boom, and I make the throw. And then he starts to look for that. He starts to check in for that particular thing, right? And that's really, really awesome when the dog, on like 90% of your throws, 95% of your throws, he's like, oh, sweet. Looks like we're going to be doing an overhand wrist flip. From like 15, 20 yards away, he knows that, right? So he angles the movement in the direction that we're going. We're going to talk about pressure and some other thing next. Yeah, perfect, Kimberly. So when you send your dog around, you're doing toss and fetch, right? You send the dog around. You want to show the disc, show the pose. So I send the dog around, dog comes around, boom, I pose. Dog looks in, I say yes, then I throw. Mackay, get around, yes, catch, and I hold here. Dog looks in, yes, and then I throw. Right? Just send him around, hang out here kind of vertically, something comfortable that you can throw from. Oh, look at that, boom, pow. And that'll really, that'll ask the dog to look at you to make the throw happen. How many people's dogs, how many people's dogs take off running and expect you to throw it where they're gonna be? Type easy cheetah if that's you. And there better be like fucking, I don't know how many people, there better be 50% of easy cheetahs here. Because most dogs, especially in toss and fetch, just go around and take off. So yeah, we can, I'll hit on that, Amber. Let me try and remember that. But yeah, should be an easy cheetah coming up on that. Josh, what's up, dude? How's life in the Pacific Northwest, man? That's really cool. That's really cool. Good to see you. How's your brother? I hope everything's okay. Don't know about the dogs. Getting to be about that time where they're probably not here anymore. A lot of dogs, a lot of really important, awesome dogs not here anymore. A couple of them here that are doing some stuff in the background here. Yeah, right, Amy? Totally, totally. So if you have the dog pose, or if you pose and just wait for the dog to look at you, the dog can't go until they look at you. There's no throw to be had. And it's very, very simple. That little thing right there can It completely changes how, if you have a dog that goes and throw it where I'm going to be, throw it where I'm going to be, bitch, right? If you have one of those dogs, posing is solution number one, very, very first thing. And if the dog throws, don't go. Don't throw. If the dog goes, don't throw. Dog takes off, looks in, yes, throw it where you're going to throw it. Maybe he'll pay attention next time and be with you when you're ready to throw, and maybe he'll get a chance to catch it where it's supposed to be. Dumbass. Right? And I think that not picking on him, dumbass, but literally like you send him around, he takes off to 50 yards of freedom, right? And I was throwing 15 yards over here. He finally looks in after I'm like, oh my gosh, this dog ever gonna look in? He looks in, yes, I throw it 15 yards over here. Maybe you look at me next time, buddy, right? You do have to be a little careful with super soft dogs with that. Dogs that are challenged on the drive end. You can't screw them that bald-faced, right? They require some, they require you to massage the situation a little more. King, dude. They require you to massage the situation a little more. So maybe you throw it 25 yards and he barely misses it or barely gets it, one or the other. But I think you get the idea. Dog has to look in to make the disc happen, the throw happen. If that is the case, dog can't take off running. If the dog does take off running, throw it where you were going to throw it. Do that a few times. Dog will pay attention, look in earlier, and then we'll be ready to go where you want to throw it, where you were going to throw it. Yeah, easy cheetah, no doubt about it. And thanks, Amy, for being the only honest one on the chat here. Hang on, I can do this. Hang on, let me see. Easy cheetah, right? I can add to that. I can totally add to that because my dogs do that. If I play a game too many times in a row, we did throw and go yesterday at Bike Club and Eppie, gone. The moment I lined up, turned sideways to the field, he was like, up, throw and go, check you later, 40 yards. And I planned on throwing that way, that distance. It wasn't that big a deal, but I probably should have thrown shorter because we needed lots of points. I will throw shorter next week, local team. I'll try and get more points. Next time we have throw and go, I'll throw the shorter throws because we need a shit ton of points. Anyway, there we go. So, good question from Amy there. Let's see, any other questions or comments on the posing stuff? Super, super important. You should jump in. Jump in. All right, I'm moving on. Jump in if you want, anytime. So we have the posing is like a sneak peek of what's happening. It's also a promise of the throw. Once I load up, unless you blow it somehow, we're throwing, dude. We're throwing. Right? When I load up here, boom, in basic standing position, something's going to happen unless you blow it. Right? It's going to happen. And that idea of the pose as a promise makes it an ideal cookie candidate. Right? So we can offer the pose as a cookie. Right? This is really, really awesome. If you guys have dogs, anybody who has a dog that is drive challenged or that has overdrive, right? We can throttle the dog, we can back off on the overdrive dog, or we can like feather the throttle, or we can feather the throttle on the overdrive dog, and we can throttle up the lower drive dog's behavior by using that pose as a cookie. And I'm going to go ahead and show that real quick. This is probably the most important training thing with the pose, period, I would say. I think it's super, super important. As I like to say in class, it's the difference between minutes and months. The shit that we talk about in class, and you can, I think Amber's here, maybe some other people from class are here, but it is the difference between minutes and months. We've actually seen that. We've fixed things in minutes and taken whole methodologies or techniques all the way through in minutes that, if we don't do it properly, take months. All right, so pose as cookie. Dog drops. Yes, I pose, right? Out. Yes, pose, throw, right? Instead of saying out, yes, and just popping it, yes, right? That's how most cookies go out. Never do I see any one of you guys go yes and reach in your cookie bag and fling a cookie out. I see Frisbee people say yes and throw all the fucking time, right? So when you mark a behavior going around, a drop, the execution of a flatwork maneuver, the catch of a previous throw, right? What you should do is pose as the cookie, right? So I send you around. Around, yes, catch, that's a cookie. Around, yes, catch, that's a cookie. Around, it's kind of cool, right? Around, yes, boom. That pose becomes a cookie. And the dog starts to look for it and pays attention to what they did to make that discrete cookie happen. Around, yes, and I throw it, there's no discrete cookie there. Round, yes, right? Round, yes, boom. Oh yeah, now we got drama, we're hooked up, boom. So I would also suggest that this one, out or around, yes, boom. The added drama, the added connection. This isn't even about going and getting the disc. The around makes my handler throw the disc. It's not if I go around, a disc will appear out there. It's let me go around to make my handler pose and deliver the disc, right? So we have like the cookie as a marker for a setup move. Through, yes, pose, boom. Through, yes, pose, boom. Mauka, yes. Catch, boom. Drop, yes, pose. There's my cookie, right? I give the cookie, I move the dog, I switch, I pass the pose, I make the throw, right? Out, yes. Here we are, my cookie happens. The cookie is the hookup. The dog taking the drop cue, teeth off happen. Yes, pose. Teeth off, yes, makes the pose happen. The pose is a promise of a throw. You're gonna take your teeth off when I ask you? Fuck yeah, you will. Man, it's so empowering. I just make poses happen. All I have to do is make sure I have my teeth on so I can take my teeth off, right? And now a whole host of problems. That's a bummer. A whole host of problems are solved by that. Hey, King-a-ling, please. Okay, it's good again. All right. All right, I don't want to be breaking in and out. So, pose as cookie. I throw the flip. The dog catches. Yes, I pose as cookie. Is the dog going to run around and do a bunch of shit? Hell no, I got his cookie. And this is a promise of something that's going to happen. Flip, yes, I pose. He's going to stand right there until I do something with this promise, right? No, I don't make the, good question. So Kimberly asks, so do I make the dog stop? So do you make the dog stop after going around? My dog goes around and I throw. And no, I throw too. I just don't throw until, yes, the dog looks at my pose. When the dog looks at my pose, I then throw, right? So if the dog doesn't look at my pose, I don't throw, right? So I don't make my dog stop, right? I don't make my dog stop. I don't make my dog look at me. I don't make my dog do anything. Okay, Kimberly? Good question, Josh. So let me pull Kimberly back up here. Hopefully I can. Hang on, I'm going to pop Josh up there real quick. Oh no, what happened? Where'd it go? Amber, there we go. There we go. I don't make the dog stop. I don't throw. Do you see the difference there? Right? It's not my job to make the dog stop. It's my dog's job to look at me so I can throw. Did the dog look at me to make me throw? That's what we need to be asking. And if that's the case, the dog wants the throw, right? He will always look at you. If I'm in charge of making my dog look at me, as soon as I start playing toss and fetch, when he doesn't comply, it hurts me, and I can't fucking make him do it. I can't make him look at me. Yeah? But if it's his job to look at me to make me throw, all he's got to do to make throws happen in toss and fetch is look at me. You see how that's not my job? So the dog may stop, Kimberly, and I may do something that promotes the stoppage of the dog, right? So I might do something where the dog will stop, but I'm not going to make the dog stop. That's not my job. I don't have to do anything apart from make the throw when the pose is looked at. So can it be a pose? You guys can answer this if you want. This would be fucking terrific. I think the answers would be super fun. Can you have a pose if the dog doesn't look at it? If nobody sees it, is it a pose? Right? And I would suggest that it isn't. I would suggest that it isn't. So when I pose, it's the dog's job to look at it in order to activate the throw, not my job. And as much stuff as you can offload on the dog, he really wants to do this. Okay, let's make a whole bunch of shit that leads to that his responsibility. The weight, teeth off on cue, or I'm sorry, the weight, the carry, attention on the disc, attention on the handler. I don't ask for any of those. I don't make any of those happen. The dog looks at me because if they don't look at me, nothing happens. The dog looks at the pose because if they don't look at the pose, the throw doesn't happen. The dog waits because if the dog doesn't wait, the trigger doesn't happen. The trigger can't happen until you're waiting. Sorry, that's not my fucking job, right? And man, I can't tell you guys how important and how liberating it is to be released from making that dog wait, right? And don't get me wrong, guys. I still have issues with weights and all this shit, right? Like, I'm not suggesting me and my dogs are perfect, but what I'm suggesting is that I don't fight about it. I don't fight with it. You know what I mean? And when it gets to be a pain enough, a big enough pain in my ass, I fix it. You know what I mean? Like, I fix it. As long as it's not too big a pain in my ass, I don't really care. And I continue to move along the path that I've been working. I don't know, I think I've mentioned it in a bunch of streams. My goal as a dog trainer is to reduce my hypocrisy. So I want to do what I'm supposed to do all the time. That's my goal. If I could get that to 100% of the time, I do exactly what I'm supposed to do as far as my methodology, my knowledge, my understanding, right? Man, if I could get there, that would be perfection, right? But none of us are ever going to get there. You're never going to get there, right? So instead of, I just want to, each time, each day I get up, each step of the way, I want to be a little closer to being to doing what I know to be correct. And hopefully you guys know what I mean. Like, you know that this shit you're going to do right now on this dog isn't going to work. But I got to do it because we're at a contest. I got to do it because of this. I got to do it because I have 4 other groups of dogs to get through. I got to do it because I don't have enough time, blah, blah, blah. Got to do this thing that I know isn't going to work. Or, the thing that is going to work, some reason I don't want to do it. Let me do something that I know is inferior that'll get me through for now. Let me put a Band-Aid on it for a bit, right? I want that shit to go away with me. That would be ideal. That would be the perfect situation for me as a dog trainer, for that to go away entirely. So Josh asked, the purpose of the pose is the reward. The purpose of the pose is to establish teamwork and connection, right? That's the purpose of the pose. The pose sends information, and the pose is a promise that something's going to happen, right? So that's kind of the purpose of the pose, to send information. This is the direction we're going to go. This is the throw that's going to be made, and there it is, right? The moment that disc goes from vertical to horizontal, there it is, and now it's happening. Using the pose as a cookie is just, it's super smooth, it's super effective. Like, if I just whip and I whip the Frisbee. You guys saw me whip a couple of them like that. Yes, and I whip a Frisbee. Yes, I whip a Frisbee. What's the cookie? That's a question. Somebody answer me. Tell me what the cookie is here. After I say yes, tell me what the cookie is. Ready? Just grab more discs. Hopefully Eppie doesn't need any more. So, aus, yes. Aus, yes. Aus, yes. Aus, yes. Right? What's the cookie? Right? A flying disc, a throw, right? Where's the handler in that? Where's the handler in the cookie process, in the cookie, in what I just did? Is there any handler? Is a handler necessary there? Right? I don't think a handler is necessary. An automatic disc flinging system would totally work, right? So hey, King, please, not okay. I'm sure a dog would be totally cool with an automatic disc flinging system there. Oh shit, I wasn't even on camera, was I? I'm sorry, guys. It's a bummer too, because I made this sweet toss onto the desk over there that totally should have been on camera. So, out, yes, throw. Out, yes, throw. What's the cookie? Is a handler necessary there? Is the handler in the equation at all? Right? Is it a flying disc? Is it a throw? Who knows? One of the two, right? Certainly has nothing to do with the handler, right? Now, out, yes, pose. Oh, that's awesome. Out, yes, pose. Oh, that's awesome. The handler becomes integral, completely necessary. King, dude, The handler becomes completely necessary. All of the information, teeth come off. Yes, what do? I look at the handler. I look directly at the throw. I look to see what throw happens. And you know what? If I look right, I make that shit happen. So much different than, yes, throw. Yes, throw. Yes, ooh, look at it, it's a backhand. When's he gonna make the throw? Oh, there it goes, that's awesome. Right? Which cookie do you wanna play with? Right? And then with the other poses, the non-throwing poses, you've got additional action that are gonna happen. Out, yes, boom, pow, front cross. You're on this, boom, great job. Here, dog turns towards me. Yes, there's my pose for the next cookie. Squib, yes, there's my pose. Catch. Each of those promises of something awesome coming. Consequent, dog makes it happen. Out, yes, makes the first pose happen. He takes it. He's with me. Here, I switch. He switches with me and turns. Yes, good man. And now I activate here. Right? He's with me. I rear cross him. He turns towards the camera. Yes, good man. Now I make the throw. Make the throwing pose and make the throw. Each of those things, the dog following me, made the pose happen, made the cookie happen. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm just going to put this up here. He said this, Jake said this, or Josh said this earlier. I'm going to go ahead and just throw it up there and pretend he understood now. Right? We'll just pretend he understood now. It'll be cool. I don't know why my widget erases when I go to this, when I switch camera views. I don't think that, oh, well, they're on every 60 seconds, so. All right, so how are we doing on that? We kind of, you guys following how that pose as cookie works? Pose as cookie, super, super powerful tool, man. Like, super, super powerful. Let me see if I have anything unposing in here. Posing. All right, I'm going to show a super sweet video here. I have a pretty cool video. I'm just going to show something so we can not really get a break, but I'm going to... okay, Kimberly. Yes, more homework. Be careful about homework, right? Be careful about treating this as work. When you are surfing around on YouTube trying to get information on some silly thing, crafting or something silly that you do, you don't treat it as homework, right? You treat it as like, ooh, what can I figure out, right? Let me see if I can treat it more like that. The work is really small, right? Playing with it and keeping that in mind, super, super important. So, all right, let's see. Let me whip up this this video here and give me a break from talking, and let me figure out what I want to do, because I need to figure out what I want to do. So, all right, so perfect. This one, I'm going to show probably both of these. They're super short. But what I want you to take a look at, notice the poses here, okay? There's going to be a pose after the around that sets us up for the first catch, right? And then there'll be a pose in the middle there'll be a flatwork pose, and it's going to lead directly to the trigger. So we'll watch this one real quick. Here we go. Okay. Catch. Yes. Ouse. Top. Good man. Catch. Yes. Ouse. Top. What was, Bob, anything on that vault toss? Scary. It's scary, man. He's fucking running. Okay. Catch. Yes. Ouse. Top. Yeah. Good man, Tudos. Let's do it this way. Okay. Catch. Yes. Ouse. Over. Ouse. Hoop. Ouse. Squib. Through it. Flip. Yes. Good man. Squib. Go. Go. Catch. Good man. Yeah. Ouse. Catch. Oh. Yeah. Good man. So that soft
Right,
drift
I know my
with
job.
the disc
Squib.
vertical. You can see the pose there. That soft movement with the disc vertical is the pose for that jazz throw. There's the pose. Yes. Out. Over. Good man. Yeah. All right, and I'm going to show you. No! No! Sorry, guys. Hopefully some of you come back. Son of a pup. Friggin' blew it. So I can set certain, sorry. I can set certain, scenes to immediately quit. And apparently the video on the showstopper is set up to do that. So I'm going to throw this on. Yeah, let's do it. You ready? Makai, catch. Yes, Aus, Mauka, catch. Oops, my bad. Yes, Aus, Makai, catch. Yes, Aus, Mauka, catch. Yes, good man. Whoa, you're running both ways today. All right, ready? Makai, catch. Yeah, through and flip. Boom, good man. Aus, yes, squib, through and flip. Boom, right there. Aus, yes, squib, through and flip. Good man. Through and flip. Boom. Aus. Makai. Go. Catch. Yes. Through and flip. Boom. Great work. Yes. Through and flip. Boom. Great work. Right? Boom. Top. Good man. Through. So getting a read. Good. Where he's going. Wait. Top. Figure out which direction he's going to go. Let's go. Through. Good. Okay, so I think I got where he's going to land. As soon as I ball, and then I'm going to go and intercept him. Right there. Top. So I'll beat him there. I'm going to spin the opposite way. Good man. Boom, through and flip. And beat him to that finish. Super cool. Awesome. Super cool. I'm going to capture him right there with the pose. Boom. Awesome. All right, let me get rid of that before I kill the video again. Sorry, guys. Got to make sure that anytime I start a video that I recognize that I got to look and see if it's going to shut off the live stream. I've done that 3 times now. 3 times out of 8. It's pretty good percentage, right? 37.5%. Right, 37.5%. Not a very good, unless you're batting average, right? Be a good batting average. So, yeah, the pose, you could see it, particularly with loot, right? Not so much with Eppie there. That was not the video I wanted. But the first one with loot, I'd send him around, I'd pose real clearly, boom, and drag him across. The thing that that didn't come through in that, I was, when I'm moving towards a dog, so I send him around, I pose, right? I throw out there, or I'm sorry, I throw over there. When I'm moving towards the dog, I should be posed in that counterclock basic flatwork position. So I should be doing something like around, boom, pow, right? And then when he catches, I should be moving here with that pose. Out, yes, pose, boom, then the spinning vault, right? Oh, geez Louise. Fucking funny. Oh no, oh no. Oh no, that's no good. Let me see. Do this for now. It's terrible, so terrible. Let me see. Oh God, GoPro, man. Apple died with Steve Jobs. GoPro died with the Hero Session 5. I'm gonna start going with that. I send the dog around, I pose. I make the throw, right? When the dog catches, so Loot was catching and turning and I was picking him up and doing that big vault, right? So I would send him around here, I would pose here, throw out there. And what I wanna do is I wanna move towards him in this counterclock basic flatwork position to hook up with him. So I move out, yes, and then I pose and move with him. And that would help to keep the team connected and to add value to the cued drop. So posing, I think I'm done. All right, so let's see. Pressure is the next thing I want to talk about, and I'm actually going to fix this camera real quick. So along with the pose communicates what throw we're going to make and kind of what direction we're going to move, right? One of the things that is a common misunderstanding about posing is that it's just a show and throw, right? Oh, fuck. Hang on. That's awesome. I threw my coffee on the floor, coffee on the guitar, and then I threw the GoPro in the whole mess. So that's awesome. It will be a moment or three while I clean myself up. I do have to clean the guitar though, that's not okay. Oh, motherfucker. Pardon my French. All right, I think I'm looking at least good enough there. Grab the GoPro. Yeah, I have to say I'm really, really sick of the GoPro being a crappy studio camera. I guess it's good on the side of a mountain if, you know, you can't get anything else on the side of a mountain, but in the studio, it's a piece of crap. Yeah, I did some changes to the studio Ace of Hogan. I put up those those walls, which is pretty freaking cool, man. I'm super excited about that. I'm going to be able to insulate and I'm going to be able to insulate and cover all the walls in this whole building for very little money, which is super, super cool. I'm sorry about my downtime here. Doing my best to keep you entertained. Am I not entertaining? Are you not entertained? All right, another few seconds. Fingers crossed. Hopefully I don't break anything else. So yeah, once you'll really dig it once you see it, Ace of Hogan. It is way cooler. So that back corner over there, that's the white one. There's a brown one behind the rider image. And then there's a tan one behind the throwing thing. All right, record time on the camera, hopefully. So yes, I think. And then yes. Boom, pow. Yes. GoPro, do it, do it. You can do it, GoPro. All right, boom, boom, boom. Pow, boom, boom, boom. Pow, boom, 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 boom. Boom. Pow. Yes. Yes. Awesome. Don't think that's the right camera. Hang on. All right. Do. Oh, that's why. GoPro. 2 with the GoPro. USB video 2. Oh, it's recording. All right. Hang on. We almost got her. It's behind my thing here. Would love to get some P-Vibe merch. You got it. Coming soon. There actually is a little P-Vibe merch on the Stream Elements site. There we go. That's the one I want. Look how nice that looks. So yeah, check out the walls, right? Kind of cool. I have two more of the tan, the dark tan, the one that's right behind my head right now, coming, and then I can do the ones with the light, the almost white one, pretty much any time. So, kind of exciting. I can't believe I threw my coffee on the floor, man. I just did all the mopping and the sweeping. Cleaned my guitar a couple days ago. That was awesome. Super terrific. All right, so where are we at? We're talking about pressure. Yeah, they do look sweet, Ace of Hogan. The walls do look sweet. So we're talking about pressure. The pose is not just sending your dog. So when we were at Yachi Camp, the pose somehow became about showing the dog where we were going to go, like, and then making the throw, right? And that's not what it's about. If I show where we're going to go, right, and then I make the throw, I'm not telling the dog what throw we're making. This, showing the dog where we're going to go, I'm actually telling the dog we're going this way. And this pointing in this direction is usually happening independent of my feet, right? If I want to tell you that we're going to go this way, what I'm going to do is this. We're going this way. Right? Just so happens that the sidearm throw, to naturally do it, you're standing in this direction. The overhand wrist flip throw, to naturally do it, you're standing in this direction, right? So with these poses, we're also communicating direction with pressure. You're my dog, you're running in. If I turn here and make a backhand throw, my pressure is pulling you, right? If you're the dog and you're coming in and I step forward and I make the throw out here, my pressure is saying go that way. If you're running towards me and I turn here and I pull you down the line, my pressure is saying go that way, right? If I have you here and you come in and I step forward and I make the throw, you go that way, right? So within the pose, we have directional pressure set up, right? You're my dog. Where's the camera? Right there, right? Here you come, right? If I load here, where are you going? If I pose here, even if I'm looking at you, you're going to number 2, right? Right? If you're coming towards me and I load up here, you're going out there, right? You know where we're going. If I load up here, you know we're going out there. If I load up here, you know we're going that way, right? Same thing with the overhand wrist flip. You're my dog, you're running towards me. Out, yes, I pose here. We're clearly going that way. You're the dog, out, yes. We're clearly going that way. You guys following that? So the pose isn't just showing them, this does nothing to tell the dog where. If you do this and always throw over there, it will tell the dog kind of where we're going to go, right? But it won't tell the dog the throw. It won't tell the dog the direction as far as how to hook up with me. Where are we at? You're the dog, you're coming across. I block you with pressure. You're not running past me here. If you do, you'll run past me a little tiny bit and you'll go, oh shit, my bad, because I ain't moving. And then if you wind up over there, I'll stay here. And when you wind up over here, yes, then maybe I'll adjust a little bit and we'll get ready, right? So this blocking position is the same. If I block, you can't pass me. So if I step forward and pose, you shouldn't go very much past me. And if I step forward and pose, you shouldn't think the throw is going that way. You should think it's going out there somewhere. And I would prove that over and over by stepping forward and never do we step forward and make the throw, right? We don't do that, right? If I were to make the throw there, I would step towards the 2. Would step towards it rather than step forward. So part of that pose is to telegraph where we're going to go. Going at the green, the middle of the green net, or the green curtain, right? Going to the 1. I'm going way off the camera to the left. Boom, going to 2. Maybe that was 1, right? Boom, throwing out to that corner. Hopefully that makes sense. The pose and your throwing, you want to be very purposeful with that, right? You want to declare that to the dog and show them what's going on. Oh yeah, different kind of pressure, Josh. Josh is talking about performance pressure. We'll go back up through... let me find the merch. Let me see. And we'll do real merch, meaning P-Vibe products, rather than, this will be Stream Elements. Let me see, there should be a few shirts here. Make sure I got them set up. would be really cool if somebody checked them out. I haven't checked them out on Streamlabs or Stream Elements. Yep, so let me pull up the store. Let me see if I can, I think it might be pvibe.me/merch. I'll rebrand it. Give me one sec, I'll give you a super awesome pvibe link. And edit, pvibe me, SE merch. And come on now, come on now. Here we go, almost there, almost there. Yeah, it'd be terrific. I just set up a few pieces of merch on Stream Elements. And they're kind of silly. They're nothing super awesome. The shirts are standard logos. I don't know much about them, but we'll be doing a big merch order of stuff from House of Epicurious in the somewhat near future. Sure we'll be doing that now that we're stable. But yeah, some silly merch there. So some nice shirts, pvibe Hulk logo, the green and purple, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, you know what, Josh, I'm gonna save that actually. Whoops, I'm gonna save that for another next time you're on, when we're doing something a little more on that angle. So there's all kinds of pressure. What we're talking about is positional pressure, and like the pressure of reward placement, right? What Cassie's talking about to you is like performance pressure, and so one of the things we've been doing. Let me say this, and then we'll jump off on that topic. It's just really, really deep, is all. So rather than going for the goal itself, right? The goal of a perfect big over, or the goal of a handstand until I release it for the dog, right? Or sit pretty juggle, right? A juggle while in sit pretty. Those are all long-term goals, right? And most of the time when we set up your freestyle routine, growing as a player, learning to do things better, all of that stuff. Those are not one-step goals. Those are not goals you either achieve or you don't achieve. Those are goals that you incrementally get closer to and then you plateau. And then you incrementally get closer to and you plateau, right? They kind of tick-tock up and down, right? And so what you want to do, instead of going for the goal, is put yourself on trajectory. Does this get me closer to my goal, yes or no? If the answer is yes, keep doing it, right? If you want to try something else, try something else. Is this getting me closer to my goal? If the answer is yes, keep doing it, right? And that way, what happens is you alleviate the pressure of needing to do it all now and to get it all in one gulp, right? You don't want to try and take the handstand to the off cue, or sit pretty juggle, or a caught stall on the run, a front side stall that's caught and the dog sticks on your back, as like, I need to get it now or I'm fucked, right? That's usually what it boils down to, Josh. And you don't want to do that on something that's trajectory based. You know, on anything that's complex, your routine, your improvement in toss and fetch, right? And one more thing on this. When we do start kicking ass, there's this thing called regression to the mean, right? So if I'm a 70% free throw shooter and I'm getting better, and I happen to shoot 90% for a week or 3, I can completely expect to shoot 60 or 50% for a little bit of time because I'm a 70% free throw shooter, right? There's this regression to the mean. As we get better and we bump up in terms of performance, but our mean performance, our average, is still where we're at most of the time. And just because we've rocketed up over it doesn't mean we have a new mean. That new mean, you're going to rocket up over it and you're going to fall below it. And then you're going to go up over it a little bit and you're going to do some of this. The mean is only going to get up here to that rocket up point 3-6 months down the road when our average is much better because we've improved. As soon as you get hot, you can expect to get cold again, right? And that's a real problem with pressure and performance with dogs. We struggle, and then we start doing a good job. And wow, I'm really doing a good job. We're so much better. And then regression to the mean happens. And we go back to the average level performance. Maybe a little better, but it's nowhere near where we were peaking. What the fuck is happening? This is horrible. I gotta make it happen. Dude, do the thing. Right? Now all of a sudden we're piling the pressure on dog handler team. One more thing about this, Josh. Dog, the handler, and the team are all 3 integral components. The handler might have it. The dog doesn't. The team doesn't. The dog might have it. The handler doesn't. The team doesn't. The dog and handler might have it, but as a team, they don't have it together, right? So be careful about just saying, my dog can't do this, right? My dog can't do this. Or he doesn't like to do that, right? That usually means the dog, the handler, or the team can't function in that capacity. And if you figure out which is the weak link, right? Or which is the strong, well, the dog is awesome at it, so stop working the dog on it. Maybe do some work on you and focus on how to trigger it or how to connect it, right? Dog, handler, and team. Again, not directly related to putting pressure on the dog, but if I can move between working on the handler, being hard on myself, right? Being a dick to myself because, I'm a good athlete and I should be doing better than this. Not a good way to do it, but everybody does it, right? And then working with the dog. Wow, yes, that's amazing. You're terrific, right? We just keep it positive and we bump up, really awesome. And then the team executing it together. If we keep those separate and are aware that each of them is kind of a different modality, we can identify problems, we can fix problems, we can escape beating ourselves up about me as the handler not being able to do it. My poor dog, my dog's awesome, he can't do it. Wow, it's horrible, right? Or, we're just never gonna get this together, right? There are 3 pitfalls that we can fall in: the dog, the handler, and team. And within our approach in solving problems, we tend to not think dog, handler, team, right? If we think dog, handler, and team, we have 3 solutions as well as 3 pitfalls. Hopefully that makes sense. A little bit of time on that, but whatever. Pretty cool. Pretty cool thing to talk about. Hopefully that makes sense, Josh. All right, so Jackson is I believe he's 10 months old, Border Collie, high drive. Jackson recently went to the park to play some disc, but got distracted, only played a bit, but wandered off to sniff. What would you do to help with distractions? I'm a little nervous. First of all, you can't trust a dog to play reliably until they're 2 years old, the end. Between novel stimuli, juvenile flight period, any kind of adolescent, pubescent type changes. My body's sore because my rear end has grown 5 centimeters this week, and I'm all jacked because I'm a gangly teenager. Any of those things can cause a dog to not really want to engage. And so Ace of Hogan, I wouldn't put any stock into that at all, right? You're really only going to need to worry about that if you handle it poorly, right? And by handle it poorly, some things that would be handling it poorly, to get super pissed off, yell at the dog, that would be bad, right? Why would I want to come play with you, dude? You're out there ranting around in the field. That sucks. Been there, done that, right? You don't want to do that. Another thing that you don't want to do is to, Jackson, get over Jackson. Come on, Jackson. Right? Come on, Jackson. Who wants to hang out with that person? Jackson, come over here. Come over here. No, not that, Jackson. Come on. Right? That's like, he would be embarrassed to be seen with you on that field, right? And if you were really cool and the game were really cool, you wouldn't have to do that shit. That, I think, is a really important thing. You want to take away from the dog to prove that the shit is important and fleeting. And you want to take advantage of it, right? When you want the dog to do something, you don't give it to them or make them do it. You allow them to do it, and then you take that opportunity away. You allow them to do it for cookies, and then you take the opportunity away. And pretty soon, the opportunity is what leads to cookies. They make the opportunity happen. Man, I'm in it. I make shit happen. I'll do whatever. I'll solve whatever problems you have. If you're out there trying to pay him with cookies or bribe him with cookies, if those cookies were really good, you wouldn't be giving them away like that. Right? If those cookies were really good, you'd be, you wouldn't have to tell me they're awesome. Right? So yelling at the dog would be bad, giving him a bunch of shit. Also, Jackson, come here, come, would be bad. You want to, when you do that, Jackson, come, while he's being bad, he's getting the most interaction from you, right? And if he's getting the most interaction from you when you're bad, that means that he's shaping you by being bad. I am bad, I be bad, and then she be exciting. So I'll be bad, so she's exciting. She's not quite excited enough to play with me, Ace of Hogan is just not excited enough. The drive level's not enough for Jackson, so Jackson's gonna have to be bad until her drive level picks up, right? And so what you want to do instead, yep. So not at all surprised. What you want to do instead of making the Jackson call, Jackson, is to wait for Jackson to stop sniffing or turn to look at you, right? He's a gamer. He likes to play. He's young. He's inexperienced. He's liable to get distracted, right? We don't fucking jump kids in kindergarten for looking out the window. You know what I mean? Kids are supposed to look out the window in kindergarten. It's fucking kindergarten, right? And so as a young adolescent, he's going to be in and out of connectivity at times. And we should just expect that as a thing of development. I'm not saying that you should accept it and do nothing about it. What I'm saying is it's going to happen. And if we expect it, then we're like, oh, look, he's like a little checked out. Okay, let me free shape engagement. Right? So what I would do instead of recalling him, I would wait for him to stop sniffing, look towards me, finish peeing. I would look for one of those things and I would mark it. And I would reinforce with a bite on the Frisbee or a cookie, right? And I would get a little action next to me, maybe a bite on the disc. Oh, that's awesome. Out, yes. Bite. Whoa, that's great. Go do dog stuff. Go out there, fucking go out and do that shit you want to do so much, right? And I would push him out into the environment. And then I would wait for him to release, cease sniffing, the cessation of sniffing, the release of the environment, the looking towards me, the approaching of me. I would mark it. I would get some game going on with me, and I'd dismiss him again. And I would, I'd spend most of my time dismissing him so I can reinforce shaping engagement from the environment, right? And so coming off of the environment becomes more likely to happen by the dog. After a few of those, I'm standing there, the dog starts to walk off, he looks to me, I say yes, I give him a bite, we do a little bit of work, I send him away, he starts to walk off, he looks at me, yes, I give him a bite, he won't even walk off now. Hopefully that makes sense. It's a little more involved than that, but that would be the way that I would go after it. I would push him away, and I would shape the engagement. I would shape and capture anything that leads to engagement. Yep. All you have to do, instead of recalling him, this is perfect. Yeah. So it's always the same. Everything's always the same. Everybody does it the same. Everybody makes the same mistakes. There are differences. Look at a video and get the actual story, but almost always it's the same. So instead of calling him, when you call him, you're cheerleading, right? The team is down 72-0. The cheerleaders are going, go team, go, right? We're down 72-0. The other team has the ball. Shut up, cheerleaders, right? You're not helping, right? The cheerleaders don't help. They don't throw the game. They don't make they don't change the energy level of the game like the crowd does, right? So the cheerleaders are doing Jackson, Jackson, Jackson while we're losing, right? Nobody wants that. That's not helpful, right? What we want to do is, instead of being the cheerleaders who are inconsequent when they cheer, we want to be the crowd. And the crowd are consequent when they cheer. When we're getting our ass kicked, they're fucking silent. When we score, they go, yes! Whole crowd lights up, right? When Jackson was out there sniffing around, checked out, you gave him the crowd response. Jackson, 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 right? Whoa, that was the best thing ever, right? When he turned and came to you, you gave him this, right? So what you want to do instead is you want to give him this when he's being bad, and when he looks in, respond like the crowd. Yes! Awesome, Jackson! Woo! Now looking in made this awesome Jackson thing happen. What's he going to do later when he's out there? He's going to look in. And I'm going to keep that fresh and exciting by bringing him in, offering him the opportunity for a bite. He might not even get the bite. I might offer him the bite, and he comes in to get it. I might take it away. Oh, what happened? You missed it. Go do dog stuff. Go out there and do that shit you seem to want to do. Right? And then he's out there, and the crowd gets silent. King, that'll do. And then when he looks in, yes, Jackson, woo, right? Now we flipped it. Dude, stop. Now we flipped it, and now we're the crowd. Now we're responding to the things that we want to see, right? You essentially made the worst part of the game the most exciting. By the way, this is how everybody fucks this up. Everybody messes this up exactly here. They try to make the dog come to them. Right? It's not my job. It's the dog's job. Dog looks at me, and then I give him a cookie. I don't tell the dog to look at me. If I tell the dog to look at me, and he doesn't look at me, what am I supposed to do? Whose fault is it? It's mine. I told him to look, and he's not going to do it. If the dog looks at me and makes me give him a cookie, well, if the dog isn't looking at me, that's not my problem. All I got to do is the only thing I'm responsible for is marking and giving a cookie when he looks at me. He's responsible for all the rest. And that's so much nicer to work with, man. Like, you can make your dog not do things. That's pretty easy, right? And there's nothing wrong with making your dog do things, right? Or being responsible for your dog doing things. It just is, if you're going to be doing a lot of things, you probably don't want to be in charge of doing them, of making the dog do them. You know, we got to go around. We got to go around counterclock. We got to go through. We got to drop. We got to bite. We got to catch. You got to vault. You got to stay. You got to wait. You got to do all that shit. I can't be responsible for all that. That's my dog's job, right? If I'm responsible for it, going to be a long day. Going to be a long day. Long career. All right, so let's cruise up a little bit, see what else we missed. I think I'm gonna go up here. All right, so Ace of Fogan, pressure. Yep, looks like we're good. Different kind of pressure, merch, yep, mouse pad. Ah, yeah. Hopefully I got the question. Yep. Awesome. Super cool, Ace of Hogan. That flip, guys, that flip of not being responsible for your dog's behavior is really powerful. I mean, we still are at root, don't get me wrong, right? Like, but I don't micromanage and I don't make them do stuff. All I have to do is structure the situation, mark and pay, right? And if I'm not marking and paying enough, I need to structure a better situation. And then the dog does all that. I give the dog the wheel, I sit in the side, I sit in the passenger seat, and I tell him where we're going on the map. I'm the navigator, he's the driver. That's the way to go. All right, well, thank you, Ace of Hogan. I appreciate that. Let's see, so what did we hit on position, we hit on pressure, posture. So posture is a big one. And I'm going to bag on Bill. Hopefully Bailey's here. I'm going to bag on Bill Rowe. So Bailey Rowe's father was running Bailey's dogs. And Bill's a good thrower. He's a good athlete. He's got a good athletic head on his shoulders. He's running a couple of real hot shit dogs. But he's not looking at the dog when he makes the throw because he plays a bunch toss and fetch. He's doing the toss and fetch by feel. By the way, I wouldn't recommend the pose on toss and fetch, actually. I would just throw. The pose on toss and fetch has been a real struggle for me. I don't quite know how to I don't quite know how to, I don't know how I want to do it. Do I want to throw it and lead the dog, or do I want the dog to look at me and throw it? And I just don't know how I want to do it. But Bill plays a lot of toss and fetch with Star and Juno, and he plays a lot of games too. And in the toss and fetch, it's pretty solid, right? Because there's a lot of time. The dog has a huge, big outrun, and Bill just, sends the dog around, feels the dog over here on his left somewhere and makes the throw. And in toss and fetch, you can totally get away with that. Because you're just running up the field. It's like 90, I line up here, and you're obviously going that way, right? Everything's pretty cut and dry. When we play the up dog games and we throw over here and over there and over here, we're in the center of the game in up dog. On toss and fetch, you're on the sideline throwing in, so you're on the edge of the game. In bullseye, you're in the center, right? You're in the center, but you're really not. You're throwing over on this side, and then you're throwing on this side. So you're on either side of that game. In the up dog games, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, we always have like zones all around us, we're in the middle. and we're throwing out to these. So that type of game is really hard for Bill to transition between toss and fetch and the games, because the dog doesn't know where they're running. Big outrun, the dog looks in, and Bill's already thrown while the dog was back towards him, right? Or the dog is moving in a direction that's not quite conducive with the throw that I'm making, right? So anyway, Bill is like throwing by feel. It's great for toss and fetch, but because he plays these other games, it's funking up the team, right? The team are not, the dog knows what to do, the handler knows what to do, but the team are not connecting. And so this look in by the dog to pose would be a complete game changer for Bill and Star and Bill and Juno. And as soon as that starts to happen, they're not going to do the outrun as far. They'll look in all the time. And anyway, one of the reasons that I wanted to hit on this tonight was, or I wanted to hit on the Bill thing tonight. Hopefully you'll see it and hear it. It dovetails quite well in with the posing. The dog looks at the throw. The dog looking in makes the throw happen, right? You can't have a pose unless somebody's looking at it. And Bill, I think, is in many people's shoes in that he's not attending to that and he's getting burned by it, right? And if he just instituted a pose and look at me to make the throw happen, all that stuff would go away. Yep. All right. So, posture. Your posture on the field. Pretty important, okay? Dogs do read posture, right? If you question whether your dog reads posture or not, do something like this in front of your dog in the hallway. Go like this. Hang out here and go, oh, I'm going to get you, right? And your dog will be like, oh. Your dog might run away because you never do that scary stuff to the dog, right? But your posture changes and the dog responds, right? So one of the things, this is impacting the dog, the handler, and the team, right? And it's also impacting the judges, right? So when my dog comes in, oops, let me do. So when my dog comes in, right, I don't want to be here, right? If I'm here, I'm already declared that I'm as aggressive as I'm going to get, right? And I'm pretty much, I've staked out this area here. Don't come in here, right? And I've also sent out a shit ton of pressure out here, pushing this way, right? What I want to do is I want to hang out until, boom. I'm going to hold here. I want to be upright, right? So if I'm upright, my posture here, I'm presenting no pressure on the dog. If I'm leaning forward, the dog will not come here, right? And I'm pressuring the dog, right? If I'm really leaning forward, I'm pushing out there, and I'm fully declared. I can't move anymore. If I'm here and the dog is coming in, I can then, boom, I can hit that position. I can hit that alternate posture position, but I don't want to commit to that posture, right? What I like to see as a judge is I like to see up, right? Which one looks better? Right? Me being like stocky, athletic, right? Or me being in this normal posture, right? Here, boom, or here, right? When I'm throwing, if I'm throwing, I don't want to, you can see me, right? Yep. So I don't want to go out, yes, right? It works. Out, yes, bang. Which one looks better? Which one looks like I know what I'm doing? Which one looks like I'm not afraid of my dog? So from a judge's standpoint, one of the things with posture, when you have big dog, little girl, aggressive dog, soft handler, super competent dog, new handler, right? You're my dog, you're coming in from somebody watching. If I'm like this, boom, yeah, let's go, right? I'm like groovily in control. I could be terrible at this. Be like, yeah, and it'll look, if the dog comes with me, it'll look like I'm a supreme badass, right? I could be great at it. And if I drop here and pull the dog around, right? I can look like I'm a complete noob. I can look like my dog is so much more powerful than me, or like I'm barely handling on to the dog, right? I'm barely hanging on to the dog in terms of handling. So stand up, shoulders back, right? And make big movements. Here, right? Not here. Boom. Switch, boom. Not switch. You see also this movement here. Watch the pressure. Imagine I'm in a pool of water. And think about how I spread the water around. The ripples you go all the way across the field. Boom, I hit here, boom, we have a big ripple, and then I got my turbulence and everything hanging out, following that big pressure movement, right? I'm sending pressure way out there. From here to here, there's a lever of pressure that's just washing over the field, right? If I go here, there's no pressure. I'm like a Tyrannosaurus, right? Go, go, right? Go, go, right? I want to have big pressure. And in order for me to have big pressure, I need to be up. I need to reach out. Now I can sweep that pressure all across the field. Yeah, so another thing with that crouching, with that crouching behavior, so it's actually really weird. If I crouch, Jax drops for the next throw in bullseye. So if we're not attentive, this hitting of this movement can become a predictor. Out, 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 right? So now the dog hears out, I bend down. Now I bend down, they drop. I'm in the middle of a bullseye game. I throw it, good luck. Bending down is now your drop. I did a whole session in Poland. I kicked ass, smashed it with the dog, worked the drop. Dog didn't drop. I was out, yes, and I was picking him up. Out, yes, make the throw. Out, bend down, pick it up, make the throw. Yeah. I'm walking back. Good job. Go do dog stuff. I'm walking back. I bend down to pick up a disc, and the dog dropped. I was like, son of a bitch. And I taught the dog to drop when I bent down. Because I said out, and then I bent down. Think about bullseye. What are you doing? You're saying out, you're bending down. Or your dog is running back, and you bend down. Dog drops, you make the throw. You bend down, dog drops. Bending down becomes a drop. That action, boom, will be taken as a cookie and opportunity. Just like the pose, out, yes, boom. will be taken as opportunity. If you out yes boom in the pose, your dog is going to drop there. So you might want to be aware of that. Anyway, blah, 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 a whole bunch of stuff there. Posture, upright, big movements, big body, right? If you're here and I say, you almost want to move with me, right? Like I could sweep that camera here. If I'm here, doesn't matter. Here, you're like, oh gosh, man, let me move with that. Here, not so much. All right. So I think that's about what I got, guys. We're about 2 hours in. Take a couple, yeah, Jack does really nice. So I watched Jack Bailey does the spread the water position when he competed. That's a basic flat work position. And, Jack knows that, that the bigger his plane is, the more he's pushing. Hang on. The bigger the plane is, the more he's pushing. If I'm in here, I get no leverage. It happens faster. Boom, pow, right? But it doesn't send the big message. So, Ace of Hogan, I had a good time as well. All right, so I am going to play us out with a badass meme roll number 4. You are prepared for the next disc season session with Jax. Yes, you are. You will be prepared. And all of you guys, enjoy that time with your dogs and be prepared. Have a plan. Do something good. Do a quick warm up. Then do your work. We'll be laying out some of the Disquando stuff here. And always, you guys, if you dig this stream and you want it to keep going, you want to hook up with me on Patreon. Patrons get access to goodies, extra content, and also get access to class, Disquando, and some of the other classes as well. But we'd love to have you on the Patreon, and that's like my only steady source of income, like my only defined timeline income. So it would be terrific if more people jumped on that, let me tell you. Otherwise, I'm hustling. So jump on the Patreon, hook up with us, and we'll see you guys soon. Cool? Ooh, Facebook user. Hang on, I got a chat. I got a link for you. Take this link so we can know who you are. If you are a Facebook user and you are anonymous, you can go to the link right there, chat.restream.io/FB, and that will give you the opportunity to get hooked up with Restream, and then your name can be broadcast. So super cool Facebook user anonymous that you learned lots of stuff. I learned stuff while doing this as well. I really enjoy interacting with everybody. So thanks a bunch. I'm going to play us out with a do it. You won't do it, Ace of Hogan. You're afraid. I know it. You're afraid. You won't do it. Hang on, let me do this proper. You won't do it. You're afraid. There you go. You've been dared. All right, we got her now. We got her. Don't worry about it. All right, so here we go. I'm going to play us out. Memeroll number 4, #badass. So see everybody soon. All right, we'll see everybody soon, and we'll do something Friday. We'll do Freestyle Friday or Flatwork Friday or Flash Jam Friday, something cool on Friday. All right, Memeroll to play us out. Check you guys later. Ooh, that didn't work. And Memeroll number 4, badass. Woo. Oh yeah, got you. All right. Woohoo. Come on, Kingling. Wait. Oh, yeah. Do. All right, let's go, ladies. Let's go. In and in. In and in. Good work. I love that you like my music, Ace of Hogan. I made them. I might have to make some more music. Polka. Thanks a bunch for watching, guys. See you soon. Share the stream. Hook up with us on Patreon.